Grace and peace, Pastor Bernard. Thank you for clicking on this link. I pray that you will be able to sit back and enjoy this presentation brought to you by a collaboration of ICB men. We want to present to you ICB in 2012, Renewing the Vision. In 2012, we want to renew the vision of who we are and what our purpose is. Our purpose continues to be the same: to train men in Christ's likeness as the standard for manhood. ICB's vision is to strengthen, to partner, and to establish men's ministry around the world. ICB, we train men. We still believe, and we need to renew our vision, because ICB is a move of God. In reviewing 2011, we see that we had 60 men who completed the 3-year journey of ICB's manhood training curriculum. We have a new pledge class of over 70 men who are set to cross over in 2012. We saw the relaunch of the ICB STEP team under the leadership of Minister Reggie Alvarez. We also continue to enjoy the advanced meetings with Pastor Bernard. We also held our first public speaking seminar with over 50 attendees. ICB held its annual Men's Health Fair, and we have been very successful in that event over the years, and this year was no exception. We saw over 400 men attend the event's information booths and also the exams that were made available. We've continued to deepen our fellowship through the ICB Super Bowl party as well as the ICB Family Barbecue. ICB continues to make an impact in the community by partnering with Christian Cultural Center's Food Pantry, C3 Missions Walkathon, the Angel Tree, Father's Heart, and more. ICB has enjoyed a 49% membership growth since 2007. Over 69% of the members who have completed the 3-year curriculum are in leadership positions in Christian Cultural Center and in ICB. We have developed over 80 small group facilitators. This is ICB's 3-year goal: to create the infrastructure to support the Grand Chapter at Christian Cultural Center, provide training for other men's ministries, and to see our model duplicated around the world. ICB's 3-year goal will include us becoming not just simply a strong local chapter at Christian Cultural Center, but also known as a men's ministry around the world. This 3-year goal will help us be a starfish organization as opposed to a spider organization. The difference between a starfish and a spider, you know. A spider, you cut off the head, as many legs as a spider has, the entire body collapses. But a starfish, when you cut off one part, it regenerates. Not only does it regenerate, but that one part that was cut off becomes an entirely new starfish. And that's what we want to be. We want to embody the timeless fundamentals of our founder, especially strength beyond the presence of any one individual and a relentless drive for progress. As we renew the vision, we have our kickoff meeting on January 28th. We will also have our annual pledge retreat. We will also create a specialized course starting with the men of ICB and then branching out through the Spiritual Life Institute. And that specialized course will be entitled The Blessing. The Blessing is a book written by Trent and Smalley, and the blessing is giving the gift of unconditional love and acceptance. And through this training, men will know how to give the gift of the blessing unconditional love and acceptance, first to their children, to their spouses, and to know how to be a blessing. Through this training, we will also establish and train the men on how to conduct manhood ceremonies with their sons and even those other men that need to be affirmed as men because they never had their father's presence in their life. We're hoping as well to continue and to deepen our partnership with and through the ICB Eagles under the leadership of Pastor Jamal Bernard and Minister Dario Lariosa. We're hoping to continue to spark deepening of our fellowship events through our Super Bowl, through our annual family barbecue. We're also hoping to do further outreach by sponsoring career days off-site in partnership with other organizations that want to bring in men who are role models and leaders who can present to younger men in high schools and in colleges what it means to be a man in the marketplace. We're also looking forward to updating and upgrading our Angel Tree partnership by partnering with C3 later this year. The biggest change that we want to propose is the format of the 2012 men's meetings. We want to create, we want to capture, and we want to sustain men's growth and development. We want to create an annual men's event, at least 3 annual men's events, as we have been doing, but this year with a specific theme to the men. And so one event could be focused on mental health, and so we could talk about renewing the mind and bring in an expert like Dr. Sweet to discuss men and sadness or depression, and having the wrap-up keynote by you, our very own founder and Pastor A.R. Bernard, giving the keynote, speaking to the men concerning renewing their mind. That's the event that's created. The event that's created to pull the men in, and then we capture those men by building on the momentum of their engagement in this study by inviting men to register for a 4 to 6 week study on renewing their mind. This 4 to 6 week study will be led by specific and chosen ICB leaders who will then officiate discussion as well as engagement with these brothers who are not ICB members in order to facilitate their growth and development. What we want to do then is to take this group that is registered and sustain their growth and development by encouraging them to follow up in further class training in the Spiritual Life Institute, by becoming staff members of Christian Cultural Center, and becoming members of ICB. We create an event, we capture the momentum, and we sustain the growth. This will be strategic, this is very intentional, and this will be something that we'll continue to do throughout for the next several years. One of the other features of this event is that we can broaden it and invite other men's ministries, other churches to this event to hear from the specialists, to hear from you, our founder, but also for us to build relationship with these other ministries that will want to learn from us, some of whom will be able to establish their own ICB chapters. One of the things that we want to do is really make and put on notice that ICB is the men's ministry of Christian Culture Center. We want to do that by broadening our associate base with all the men of Christian Culture Center. As soon as a man joins Christian Culture Center, he becomes an associate member of ICB. Thereby, we can give him information, he can come to selected events, and even benefit by purchasing ICB branded items in the Cornerstone bookstore. These levels of membership would be associate, honorary membership, and ultimately we're driving the men through our manhood training process, through our 3-year curriculum. Ultimately, what we're doing is we are creating events, especially for seekers and followers, encouraging them to be learners by capturing them in an engaged study, and ultimately putting them in the process where thereby they will become ambassadors of what it means to represent Christ in culture. ICB's 3-year goal will include the establishment of a grand chapter leadership team specifically based not simply in titles, but actually in purpose. Now that we've been at this for over 6 years, we understand that there are certain things that ICB does and does very well that needs to be sustained by men who will take up specific offices like leadership over the pledge group, leadership over the small groups, leadership over communications. And these specific officers, now that their tasks can be specifically designed and designated, can be given 2-year term limits, and we can continue to sustain our growth over the long haul because our vision is clear and our purpose is clear. However, there are a few things that ICB needs in order to continue to grow as the men's ministry of Christian Culture Center and as a men's ministry that goes beyond the walls of Christian Culture Center. The first thing that we still need in order to grow is a full-time administrator, someone who understands the operations of ICB and can coordinate those operations, while there is another team, including myself, that can continue to coordinate the creative process. In addition to a full-time administrator, really what ICB needs, as you continue to flesh out the vision of Christian Culture Center's design, we need a suite. We propose that ICB needs a suite in Christian Culture Center. We have the office in the back, but it's our understanding that change is the only constant in life. And as the Lord directs you to change and to update the way that Christian Culture Center is currently designed, we propose that ICB needs its very own suite. Not only for a full-time administrator, but where our guests from other churches can be hosted and we can share with them the model of men's ministry that has been created under your leadership. We need a place where ICB members who are either going to work for the ministry part-time or as volunteers can come, sit, and work, and we can continue to develop our mentoring initiatives in and through this suite. Over the next 3 years, we anticipate exponential growth in ICB's brand nationwide and worldwide. We have built relationships with several men's ministries regionally. Those relationships are growing, they're deepening. We are indeed training men in personal and family leadership. We are connecting our sons with a clear definition of manhood and a network of brothers. We are consulting churches on men's ministry, and we are establishing chapters locally, regionally, nationally, and globally. That is ICB's vision. And so this year we're renewing the vision so that we can create the infrastructure for renewed and sustained growth. ICB's vision is to strengthen, to partner, and to establish men's ministries around the world. Pastor, we hope that this presentation blessed you and Elder Karen. We hope that you know that we are committed to the vision of men's ministry that God has placed in your heart. We hope that this indeed honors you as our founder, and we're looking forward to your approval, and we're looking forward to the ICB suite, and we're looking forward to continuing to serve the vision at Christian Culture Center, Because ICB, we are more than a men's ministry. We are a move of God. ICB, we train men.